I wanted to say hi. I'm going to bring in Instagram. Okay. So you're trying to do your best in life and then stuff happens, Stuff happens. You're trying your best and you mess up. You're trying not to drink, but you drink when you're out with a girlfriend. You're trying not to lose your patience with the kids, but you just screamed at them because they left those damn Legos out again. You're trying not to be annoyed, but my gardeners just started. Right as I started this video, of course, right? I'm going to be in an office, a professional environment. I'm calling it the She Just Glows studio in a couple weeks, and I'm very excited. Sorry about the noise with the gardener. But, we have things that happen in life and we mess up. We're human. Progress as a coach is what I always value over perfection. Perfection is unrealistic. Pursuing a goal and my husband says we can't hear the noise. Okay. He just commented on the comments. I thought he meant I can't hear you. We mess up. So what we're really, really good at doing as women in our world today is telling ourselves how much we suck because we messed up. We're really good at waking up that next morning after drinking, if we were planning to not drink, and saying, I am such a loser. I can't believe I did this again. And now I'm going to sit around all morning and feel bad about it. Okay. The topic of guilt and shame comes up so much in my coaching calls with clients. And if you guys are new here, I call myself a joy coach. I'm a life coach, and I work on helping you find purpose and joy in your life just as it is today, not tomorrow, not when life is perfect, but today, right now. And so I work with women every day to start using tools right here and now to basically make their lives better, right? And get closer to the life that they want to live. But a big hang up on that journey is guilt and shame. It might be shame about your past traumas. It might be guilt about just not being there for your 5-year-old when he really needed you the other day, but you were too stressed out to even notice. It might be guilt about how you treat your mom. It might be shame about things relating to your marriage. Maybe you had an affair. There are so many reasons to get down on ourselves. And the saying, we're all our own worst critic, right? So what I've found in my work is that there are two things that are so negatively motivating. One of them is guilt and shame, which I'll group together, even though they are different. The other one is fear. So fear keeps us from doing so many things. Fear keeps us from having that difficult conversation with someone that we know we need to have. Fear keeps us from starting that business that we want to start, or reaching out to that friend that we really want to get to know better. What if she says no? First of all, when have you ever asked someone to hang out and they say, no, I don't like you and I don't want to get to know you better, right? But we have all these fears wrapped up in trying new things. And then once we try the new things, if we're not perfect at them, sometimes when we slip up, we just decide to shame ourselves and feel guilty and put ourselves down. And that's where this live comes in that I wanted to share. This comes up a lot in my work with clients. And what I always say is, what is the lesson here? The guilt and the shame need to be left here. Process it. Move on and take the lesson. So we leave the guilt, we leave the shame. Take the lesson and move on. Hanging on to guilt and shame doesn't make you want to get back on the path. If you're trying to eat no donuts and you eat a donut and then you feel bad and guilty about yourself for eating a donut, you're probably more likely to have another donut because you just want to get away from that guilt and shame, right? So you're doing yourself a favor by recognizing that when you, quote, messed up, whatever that means in whatever journey you're on, that the guilt and the shame are not helping you and are not serving you. So you can choose to hang on to that, tell yourself how much you suck, and tell yourself that story and that narrative, or choose to leave it. Choose to leave the guilt and take the lesson. Take the lesson. So when we, quote, mess up or have a slip up in whatever journey we're on, let's say you don't want to yell at your kids and you just yelled at your kids, okay? There's a chance to learn something. There's a chance to learn that, oh, wow, I didn't realize that these damn Legos piss me off so much. Maybe I should just get rid of the Legos. I've been saying I would do that for so long. I actually made my kids not ever use, the little Legos. I just finally said, you're not using these until you're 10. And I took them away for years. And I kept them, though. We just recently got them back out. They don't even really play with them now. Anyway, that's a total side story. If you yelled at your kids after you stepped on those tiny Legos that really hurt your feet, maybe you learned the lesson that the Legos are a trigger for you. So learn something from it, but let go of the guilt and shame. The guilt and shame does not get you any closer to your goal. The guilt and shame doesn't help you yell at your kids less. Conversely, if you're shaming yourself, aren't you more likely to be impatient with others? If you're impatient with you, you're going to be impatient with others too. I've experienced this in the last year. I've learned to practice patience with myself and find an inner pride in what I'm doing. Most recently with my decision to cut out alcohol. And I feel proud of myself. And as a result, I'm more patient with myself. And as a result of that, I'm more patient with those around me. I'm serious. It's like a domino effect. So the guilt and shame does not serve you. Going over and over why you're so stupid and you're such a loser and how could you do this again? And how could you fall off the wagon again? Or how could you go off plan again? Or how could you leave the journey again? Let it go, but find the lesson in it. And that will benefit you so much more than thinking about how much you suck because you're not perfect. All right, guys, as usual, I have to go get my kids right now at Carline. So comment in. I will be checking the comments, and thank you as always for being here. I hope that was helpful. I just thought it would be something quick that I could share that comes up a lot in calls with clients. And, I think in our world today, it's so easy to fall into just guilting ourselves all the time. And I didn't even touch on mom guilt, really, like just the guilt of just not being able to be at every school function. And feeling guilty about that does not make it better. Makes it worse. Makes it worse. Take the lesson and leave